And welcome to a special bus stop episode of the In 90 Minutes podcast. The wheels on the bus go round and round, except when the bus is parked. But we will get more into that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for joining us on a Monday night, regardless of the outcome of the previous matches. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening? We're doing okay, I hope. Everybody's well.
Doing great.
I have John and
Good.
David with me. Misael and Luke could not be with us today, but I'm sure we might be hearing from them at some point. Again, if you don't already follow us, we do appreciate your support. You can follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Blue Sky, you name it, every major platform as at In 90 Minutes Podcast. And you can consume the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere else you consume your podcast, Apple Podcasts as well. So, with that said, I think we have some stuff around the league. But before we get into that, I think we have some more local news, right, John? We have
Yeah.
something to, yeah. Let's bring that up, David, my friend. Do you care to talk to us about this at all, sir? This picture
Oh
that
wow,
we're sharing.
you guys actually found that picture. So
For
for
those of you who are listening, there is a picture that David received in the mail. I believe it is signed by a gentleman. David, can you tell us a
Alex
little bit more
Rivera,
about it?
manager of Stevenage Football Club. First of all, I have to thank my good friend Dean Thompson, one of the voices of Stevenage on BBC's Three Counties Radio, who managed to get that for me. If you are bored, you can go on our YouTube channel, and you will see an interview that I had with him and his partner, Steve Watkins. Talked about English football and everything. What happened here was when Alex was appointed manager, we were not doing well, and I was on the Alex out, right, and the man proved me wrong. Got Stevenage to a playoff spot, being one of the teams that spends the least amount of money. It's a small club. Has Orlando. Stevenage has the smallest stadium, and I said jokingly, what I need is a picture signed by the manager, stating the following: David, eat your words. I am him. And guess what? Arrived in the mail Saturday night. It was that picture. So I want to thank the everybody at Stevenage that always shows me a lot of love, and to all our friends that when they come to Orlando, the first thing they do is pick up the phone and contact me to come to our Orlando City game. If you are in Stevenage, England, you will see a lot of Orlando City jerseys in the streets. That's thanks to yours truly. So, sending a hug to everybody from Stevenage that watches our show, that consumes our media, that have become Orlando City fans as a reciprocal event. Thanks to me. Thank you. And up the borough and up the Lions.
All right, awesome.
Doesn't Taylor live there too? Around there too? His
Taylor is
manager?
a native from Stevenage. Taylor lives in Rugby now. Was more towards his wife's native Birmingham, and but Taylor went to 3 games last season. One of them with our good friend Kevin Reese, who's a diehard Orlando City fan and Orlando City UK member. And he had a funny story. We talked about it when last time we had Taylor on the review show, where he went to a Stevenage game, and Boro Bear, which is the mascot for Stevenage, went over to him and said, up to Orlando," and he was like, "Well, wait a minute, how do you know?" So that club is infested with Orlando City supporters, thanks to me. I take full responsibility. So there you go.
Very nice. Great news, man. All right. So on to our regular release schedule program. OCB played yesterday. Not the result that they wanted. They went away to New England Revolution and they lost 3-2. I did not get to watch it, but from what it was very high energy, back and forth. OCB created some chances, but really couldn't close it out. And I think just they came up short at the end on the road. Any? Do you guys have any feedback on that? I didn't get to watch it, so I couldn't really say.
I didn't get to watch it. I was running errands. My apologies. I always try. I think it was earlier. It was earlier. Yeah, mama. It was earlier in the day, and that's probably the reason why I missed it. Because usually when they're at 7:30. That's when I'm winding down and I get to sit in front of the TV. But
Yeah, same, David.
what
I'm
time?
used to
What
them.
time was it?
I was like 2:30 or something like
Okay,
that.
that explains it. Because I got home and I'm like, wait a minute, the game is over.
Yeah, no, I was in the same boat. I took an afternoon nap because Brienne and Barrett were away for the weekend, so I had time to relax by myself, and I took full advantage of it. And then woke up, and then like, oh, the game's in like the 89th minute.
Wow. So
So
you
yeah,
caught the
but I
action.
mean, going from David G's synopsis of it, yeah, it just seemed like just one of those matches where the ball didn't bounce their way, and couldn't knock one or two in.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but it happens. Nevertheless, please continue to support them. If you are a season ticket holder, remember you do get access to all of the OCB home games at no charge. So please take advantage of that, especially at times like these when sometimes watching the OCB matches can be a bit more exciting on occasion. But it's also great to see the talent we have because if you've seen anything of what we're doing now, a lot of those players come from there. So it's nice to see the up and coming talent that we might actually get to see one day at Inter and Co.
And I
Yes.
made
One thing
important to mention. I'm sorry, John.
you
Important to
you and I were
mention.
probably going to say the same
Go
exact
ahead,
thing,
brother. Go
David.
ahead.
David and I'm sure was going to say the same exact thing because we talked about it last night. But the average age of our starting lineup yesterday was just a smidge over 18 years old. I think we had only two or three of the starters were over the age of 18,
That's awesome. Can I just say
and
how
one
awesome that
one
is?
was older than 20,
That's just
and
the
Titus
best.
Sandy
I
Jr.
was also gonna mention that Orlando City B is not gonna be taking a break during the World Cup. So if you need your live Orlando City football fix and you're a season ticket holder, go over there, support the boys, and have a great time because it's you're there for the football. I have said it before. When you go to OCB games in Kissimmee, you're there for the football. The stadium is no frills, no thrills, but this is the cool thing. You may get to sit next to people from the front office, the
Mhm.
manager, the players from the first team, the family members. Where do you think podcasters get all the juicy info, all the gossip?
Now that
Orlando
David
City
said
B
that,
games.
the place is gonna be crawling with people
Yeah, I
next.
know it's gonna be well. People, like, go. This is
Yeah.
your opportunity to
No.
mingle with the who's who of Orlando City
Absolutely.
in a very intimate setting.
Yeah.
It's awesome. At the end of the games, you get to high five the players. If you live through the USL era, and I'm calling out to the old timers, if you live through the USL era, is exactly that. Unlimited access to the players, get
Yeah.
stuff signed. And you know what? The beauty, and John, Amanda, and myself have experienced this, is those players remember you when you were supporting them when they were like unknowns. Once they make the first team, let me tell you something. All those players that made that transition to the first team, they still remember you. They'll come over to you, and people are like, "Oh man, he probably knows this person from somewhere." Yes, from those games
Yeah.
at OCV. Let's go support the boys. Let's show them that we love the club top to bottom. And like I said, you know, there's not gonna be any MLS for the next 2 months. This is a great opportunity to fall in love with OCB.
And it's included. It's
Yeah, and
included. And the
you got the
concessions,
ticket. All
the
you gotta do is ask
concessions
for it.
are a fraction of what they are at Inter and Co Stadium. They're still not cheap, but they're a fraction of what you would pay at Inter and Co.
And
Uh,
to add to David's point, earlier this year, I mean, I think it was the first match of the year for OCB. Maybe it was the second. I think it was the second because I think we missed the first match. My son Barrett wanted to go down and see the players and everything, and Justin Ellis remembered him. Seemed to remember him. Um, Barrett took a picture with him last year, and I mean, those guys, especially when you have a little guy like a little kid like Barrett, and you're not just sitting there trying to get autographs and whatnot, But Justin really seemed to remember who Barrett was just from one picture. So I mean, these guys are, look what Justin's doing now on the senior team, which I mean, the three of us knew he was going to do, or had a
Yeah.
good feeling he was going to do anyway. But I mean, these guys remember. I mean, Thomas. We still have interactions with Thomas through social media. Thomas Williams, even though he's playing in Nashville and such. So it's a good time. I always say it's more pure soccer, pure football than the senior team, because the senior team, just look at the background that we have. I mean, you got the fireworks, you got the lights, you got the music, you got the loudspeaker, you got the screen, you got all that. The OCB game, you have
The field
a
and the
little,
players.
the field and a scoreboard and an announcer that announces whenever there's a yellow card or a goal.
And a
Or
recording of the national anthem. Let's play ball. That's basically
yeah,
what you're there for.
Yeah. No, it's a great outing, especially if you're new to the sport. It's great. You get a lot of good exposure. But it's just nice. It's a nice way to see the team, and I really do hope people take advantage of it because I feel like it's one of those things that I'm glad they're doing it. But I would bet if I walked around to season ticket holders in the stadium and I asked like 10 of them, more than half of them probably wouldn't even know what I was talking about, right? Because you see it and you just kind of like glance over it as one of your perks. And it's unfortunate because if you are a supporter of the sport or of the team, you want to go. You will have so
yeah,
much fun. It's something you don't want to miss. And it's got that intimate feel that the guys are talking about. You might get to see some first team players. My son actually went a couple of weeks ago and he got to take a picture with Iago because he's a big fan of his. And he walked up to him, took a picture with him. And that's not going to happen at Inter and Co. As much as we would like for it, right? It's not because the guys don't always come to the wall. The guys don't always have the time to go to the wall. I think we're going to talk a little bit about supporters going, the team going towards supporters in general. But I think it's a great environment, and if you haven't done it, I would invite you to do so. Especially like since David pointed out during this World Cup break, they're not taking a break. So take advantage of that because you're not going to have that conflict. Reach out to your ticket rep if you don't know how to. There's a link where you can go and request your tickets, and then you'll get free tickets. When else can you say that? So take them, enjoy them, make use of them. Show the club that we are interested in it, because who knows if they'll continue it if there's not enough people doing it, right? So definitely, please, please, please support. If you can't go, if you know somebody else that might be interested, say, hey, I got a surprise for you, and email them over a few tickets. So
Yeah, instead of sending edible arrangement,
yeah,
give
absolutely.
OCB tickets.
Are you kidding me? That's what I do now. You remember, I know you guys, I always talk to you about the people I brought, and it was the final of the US Open Cup match. Well, now I tell them anytime there's an OCB match, I tell them, I'm like, hey, you guys want to go see? Because it's for me, it's super convenient. It's like not even 20 minutes from my house. So I'm always telling people about that. So if you can't make it, make sure to
Absolutely.
pass along the fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I know for people maybe in the northern outskirts of Orlando, it's a little bit difficult to make it down to Buenaventura Lakes over there, the area where Orlando City plays in Osceola County, Kissimmee. But for me, straight shot down Conway, Boggy Creek, boom, I'm there.
Yeah, it's right off
Uh,
of the turnpike.
even
It's right by
yeah. I mean,
the turnpike.
even that's what I was gonna say. Even for us, because we live up in Apopka now. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. It's like 35, 40 minutes now instead of 25. But it's very simple. You can either take the 429 or I-4, depending on traffic, to the turnpike. And then, without traffic, it's only, what, 15 minutes down the turnpike?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's right off the exit for 192. It's like a mile and a half down,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
you take
for
a
those
right
that
on
Not
don't
that
the
bad.
know, For
It's
those
really
that don't know, the address to get to our stadium and our training facilities is 1000 Bill Beck Boulevard. Don't ask me how I know that. Uh, and uh, and it's basically right next to the Silver Spurs Arena,
Mhm.
where the Osceola Magic play,
And
the rodeo. across from Gateway High School. You guys get the idea. That's
Yeah.
that's the area where that is.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Uh,
don't remember the address, just Google Osceola County Stadium.
Thank
That's
you,
Yeah.
sir.
And the other thing too, I know just so we can kind of move on to um, Orlando City, or the Whales, I should say, have come to an agreement with Osceola County, and they're doing a whole expansion in that facility. So right now you go, and it's just like the first stream training facility and the stadium, but they're revamping that whole section. There's going to be a whole bunch of more new stuff there. So I think it's definitely worth it to get familiar with the area, because I think you might be wanting to go down there more for other things in the future. And it's really not like, for me, it's convenient, but you know what? I take that same ride every time I go to Church Street for our regular matches. So it's nice to be able to have the flip side. And as you see on your screen, their next match is a Sunday, May 24th at 7 p.m. at Osceola Heritage Park, where they take on no other than Inter Miami CF2. And you know what? If there was a match for you to go watch, I would probably say that this would be the one to go as your first one. So it's just coincidental that we're talking about it right now. So that's this coming Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's the 24th?
yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, last time. Well, think about what happened last time we played them earlier in the year at home. I mean, we were down what 3-4-0. Was it at one point?
yeah.
And came back to force the draw and force penalties.
I would argue this is
And
going to be
then-
the game to go to, honestly. If you're going to go to one, this is probably the one to go to. If you
Especially when we have so many former Inter Miami Academy players,
Yeah.
and they hold grudges. I love them for that. So they want to show off.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I strongly suggest make it down there. Go support the boys and watch some great football, and
On
go
that
and pay.
note,
And
go ahead.
also, John, go pay the very expensive amenities.
Oh, and
If
by the
you
way, there's no parking fee. Just in case
right,
you're
there's no
wondering,
parking fee.
you don't
So
even have to pay for parking. So,
more
and
money to buy. By the way, I'm joking because the concession stand is not owned by the club; it's owned by Osceola County. And they, if you want to taste the deliciousness of a $7 Gatorade bottle, please go there and support them and get some stale nachos and all that. But listen, joking. The food is all right. It's just a good time. It's a good time, guys. Damn it, I'm tired of saying it. Go support the boys. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Besides, a lot of people that have taken us on that offer go to OCB games and go. That David, you're right. And for me, it kills me. I've only been to one game, and that was the one at the main stadium, because life is life, as you guys know. If you can hear it in the background. But I definitely this summer I'm gonna make my way down to a couple of games while the first team is in recess, because the boys deserve our support. And like Ahmed and John have said, these are the future stars of our club, and they deserve our time too.
absolutely. All
Yeah.
right.
Two things before we move on. Caraballo actually absolutely makes the guys on the other team look silly at least 2 or 3 times a match. I mean, watching him when he gets on the ball is a thing of beauty. And then David and Ahmed were saying about the former Miami players that are on our club. It's not just OCB; it's also the academy. And there's a guy that came over. He's a forward, a striker, came over from Miami, and his first match with Orlando just happened to be against Miami, and I believe he bagged a brace, if I recall correctly.
Nice. Nice. Good stuff. So yeah, continue to support the boys. If you haven't gone, please do so. You won't regret it. Tell them we sent you. They'll take care of you. All right. We do have one comment. I put up the majority of the comments. Adam, your dog trainer, thank you for watching again, sir. Adam is asking us, guys, are you all going to do any pods while the World Cup is happening? I'd love to hear some love for our boys playing on their country's teams. Just an idea. You know what, Adam? That sounds like a great idea. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it as a crew and see what we can do. Maybe not each week. Maybe like at certain points during the World Cup. That might be fun, and it'll be a way to keep in touch with everybody at the same time. And maybe, just maybe, if the club makes any announcements during that break, we'll have some more news to share. So that would be great. All right. So thank you for that. All right. Let's see what else. Pride had kind of a quiet week right now. I think it's the calm for the storm behind for them. I think they have, if I remember correctly, coming up they have two home games coming up versus Seattle and Denver. So that should be interesting because they did have a little bit of a struggle later on, and their last match was that a loss, John? I can't.
Yeah, it was a loss 3-1 this past Friday, or this past Saturday. I'm sorry,
Okay.
against Denver Summit in Denver, in Colorado at Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
Okay. And that was an away match, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and then their next match is this Sunday, May 24th at 7 p.m.
All right. So
It's
please
another away
continue to
match.
support them as well. Um, one thing I wondered with the season tickets, if you're a season ticket holder, um, I've always wondered why they don't do a season ticket that is for both. Why do you have to? I mean, I'm sure it's because different leagues, different this, different that. But in reality, imagine if you're a season ticket holder and you get both sets of season tickets. And don't talk to me about the. If for those of you who've ever looked into it, I made the mistake one time. That terrace area they have under the video screen, mind you, which my issue with that's a great section, right? It's in a nice corner and it's all you sit down and they bring you your food. When you buy the tickets there, it's somewhat of a commitment, and I use the term somewhat very lightly. um, you get tickets to both the Pride games and the Orlando City games, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I have season tickets, John has season tickets, David has season tickets, Messiah. All of us regular season ticket holders without a suite, it would be nice if we had an option for a season ticket that included both. Imagine if we could do that without outlandish pricing, right? Something that would be nice. If I'm a supporter, if I have a wall ticket for the pride for city, why not including the pride in it somehow? Even for a smaller fee, but you'll help drive that engagement. So just putting it out there um, for the powers that be. And Adam, your dog trainer, just ask your agent; they'll hook you up with tickets. I do it once a year. No, absolutely. And they do have times when they'll give season ticket holders like a complimentary ticket, usually maybe at the beginning of the season. I'm just saying in general to generate more support, kind of like they did for OCB. And I'm not saying to do it for free. I'm saying give somebody an option that wants to support both teams without it having to be exclusive. Or maybe, even like a split season. Like, sometimes they do, before I was a full season ticket holder, I had like half a season to try it out and see how it worked for our family. So maybe do half a season Pride, half a season OC. Maybe something like that. And you get to kind of like pick, you could do like a pick this package, pick that package.
For
And
sure. Or
yeah,
I mean, we could have double headers. Pick
yeah,
a day,
yeah.
have a
They would
double
they would
header.
never do
Listen,
that.
people,
They would
what's
never
that?
do that. They would never do that with the pitch,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just an idea. I think you know the my main problem with women's football in this country is that why is it that we have to have, okay, having two leagues, perfectly understandable, but why is it that we can have them be Orlando City?
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere in the world, the
Yes.
females, the women, are the same club,
Yeah.
same badge, same color, same everything.
Capitalism at its finest.
Right? If we want to talk about equality, this is
Yeah.
it. They are under the umbrella of Orlando City.
Mm-hmm.
But here in the U.S., there are different entity, different league, different everything,
Yeah.
different kits, manufacturers. So I think that takes away from the excitement of the league. I have to tell you, to go on a sort of a tangent. This past Saturday night, I went to the game and I was there with uh, three of my cousins and my cousin's wife. My cousins Jonathan, Nathan, and Omar. I had not seen them since my son's bar mitzvah, and so that was almost 4 years ago. So my cousin got tickets, and on over there in 134 section S. Let me tell you something. I was running out of oxygen by the time I made it there. I only went up and down those stairs or steps twice at the beginning of the game, at the end of the game.
But
Usually,
it's a nice
okay,
view from there, right? It's a
it's a
really nice view.
beautiful view, but man, I'm fat, I'm out of shape, and I'm carrying 20 pounds of toddler with me.
Oh my
And
god.
my usual go to the bathroom, change Ivy's diaper, and I'll get a
Yeah.
drink, that all that out the door. But it was fun to reconnect with my family. My cousin Jonathan played for our high school because we graduated from the same school back in Puerto Rico, and he was more of a casual, trying to get back into following a club. And so I was like their usher. I was answering questions. I was telling them the reason why we don't like this team, why this, that, and the other, and they had a great time. They had a great time, and they asked me where do you sit for your season tickets, and I'm like down there, and they're like, okay, well, we got a plan, so next time we can come back and we can bring more people, more of my family
Oh, that's
members.
great.
So that I thought that was pretty neat. It was a great night, and like I was telling John when I got home, I realized I had such a great time. I forgot that the game was a disappointment,
Yeah.
but we had a great time, and that's what I keep telling people. Uh, if you go by yourself, it's not as fun as when you go with friends and family. So I invite everybody to bring a friend. Somebody. Oh, you have a friend that has never experienced football, live football, or Orlando City. Go and take them. Listen, I had surgery, and my surgeon had never been to an Orlando City game, and he was a big Newcastle fan. Guess what happened? By the time I was recuperating, the man was already looking into season tickets. So listen, people are out there. All they
Nice.
need is a little push.
Very cool. All right. So that's a great segue. So on to the first team.
Let's
Um,
do the promotional thing we have first, Matt,
sure.
real quick.
Sure. Oh, sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have it
So
handy? I can.
yeah, I have it here. I just added it. I almost forgot about it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So this past week, Simple X, or I'm sorry, Simplicity X company. It's a local independent shirt company. Reached out to us and said that they're doing a Simple X Kick for a Cause. It's a soccer tournament that's supporting Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. Um, they're still getting things together, even though it's a little less than a month away. But it is going to be Saturday, June 14th,
13th.
or
13th.
13th. Sorry. They're hoping to have it, I believe, at Soccer XL, if I remember correctly. But go on their page and check it out. Reach out to them, see what's going on. Like I said, they're still working out details for it. But all the profits from it will be going to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children.
Okay. Yeah. Do we know where we can get more info on it? Because I tried to go and because I'm thinking to try to get a group together. That would be fun.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Um,
say? We go on the pitch now.
I will probably do so. Yeah,
Is
I'm
it
sure
like
I have a
a
shoot
is
for
it
that.
like a small is it
No, they have it as 11v11. It's the first time they're
oh,
doing it, so they're
okay.
still
I thought it would
they're
have been
still
like a
trying to
small
get it
sided
together.
thing. Okay, never
No,
mind.
yeah,
No,
it's
no, no. I'm good.
11v11.
I'm good. Okay. All right. That's awesome. So look forward to more info on that. We'll share it with you as it becomes available to us, but definitely look at it and try to support it if you can for a great cause. Awesome. Okay. So now on to first team. Since we last met, uh, the boys have been at Inter and Coast Stadium 2 times within the last 7 days. The first of which was a match that I was actually able to get to. I don't know how, on a Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. We welcomed the Philadelphia Union, the only team at that point below us in the standings, And I was afraid that Charity FC was going to rear its ugly head as we've done so many times in the past. But we came away with a win. They call us the Cardiac Cats, and it's for a reason, because we were ahead, and we did what we do best when we're ahead. And what is that?
Surrender goals.
Yes, and is that what you hear there is somebody backing in the bus and parking it, right? And luckily for us, though, even though the bus was parked, we managed to squeak in a little bit of a saving grace. Um, Martin Ojeda saved us. I'm trying to find the time. I think it was the 90th minute. It was the 90th minute. We tied it. We were up. They came back and tied it. And at the death, Martin Ojeda saved the day once again, as he has in the last few matches. So we came away with the win. So before we go on to this past Saturday, do we have any thoughts about the Wednesday match against the Union?
Well, I can tell you this, man. It was
Please, go ahead.
disappointing.
Huh?
It was disappointing, brother, because you're winning, you're 2-0. Then you surrender our goal, okay, whatever. Then you go 3-1, and you allow them to come back to back goals, and then they almost had the winner. It just hit the crossbar
Hmm.
and bounced out of going in. And you know, in the end, the cruelty of football. Beautiful ball by Marin to uh, to uh, to Martin Ojeda, who is having a season. And next thing you know, boom, we get out of there with 3 points. But we were about to either give three or a point. Yes,
Yeah, and that was
Philadelphia.
unfortunate. It was super unfortunate because, you know, and I know we've said it, and I know we're gonna go back to it. Uh, I've said the way we're playing lately. If you didn't know everything that's been going on with the team, you'd be like, "All right, this is very typical," and that's why I no longer get excited when we're up ahead like this, because I say, "Easy come, easy go." That's the cruelty. We take cruel and unpredictable to new levels as a team, right? So no longer are you up by 3 and it's enough. Um, I don't even know anymore. So John, what are your thoughts, man?
Um,
We're just talking about Philadelphia right now.
yeah, I know. I'll just say this, and then I'll say more about it when we talk about the match on Saturday. It's hard to both matches, even though there were more goals on Wednesday. Both matches are very hard to differentiate from each other.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take the win. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm happy we won. We need a win. We need every point we can get. So I'm happy that we won, right? And I don't recall too many people complaining on Wednesday about the win. I I was glad. I was glad we won. I was glad we won. We need every point we can. So it was nice. It was nice. It was just stressful when I don't think it needed to be, right? But that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Any other thoughts about Wednesday before we move on?
Real quick.
Justin Ellis.
Look, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Justin Ellis, just what a talent he is. I mean,
Oh my gosh, when he
my
that
goodness.
one, are you talking about that one
When he
section when
was
he was in the
dribbling in the
box?
box. Woo!
Just period. Just his skill on the ball.
I wish I had my phone and recorded that because you cannot like the cameras on Apple TV. I watched it afterwards. They don't do it justice. When he was in the box and he was surrounded by those four guys, and he was just like it was like he was doing cone drills around the players. It literally that's what it looked like. I've seen enough cone drills to know he was just dribbling around those guys like they were just not even there. It was just crazy.
And we haven't even seen
Justin
the best.
Ellis.
He's only 18.
That's crazy. That is
Justin
insane.
Ellis loves to live dangerously.
Yes, I was like,
Loves
just
to live
pass the
dangerously.
damn. At first, I was like, please pass the ball because he was like in the worst spot to give it up. He was like right in the center of the box. It was just like right lined up right. If they hit it, Crepeau would have been like in serious trouble. And I'm like, please pass the ball. And here he comes dribbling like, oh my god.
Justin Ellis is all that and more. I'm shocked. Listen, he was a very talented player when he played for OCB, but somehow turning 19 years old has emboldened this young man, and he's just doing things that he's not supposed to be doing, but he's doing them very well. National team, are you paying attention? Uh, the reality, my good friends, is that he's balling. Don't I want to see more of him. Don't pull him out. Late as of late, he's been subbed off, out, perhaps saving legs. I'm not gonna question some decisions, but it was an incredible game. Uh, it's the game that I didn't get to go because of work.
Work? What? Who works anymore?
We didn't have tickets, so
Oh my
They
god.
David's
forced me. I got
muted.
bills to pay. So the sadly, it was the game with the most goals because Saturday was a snooze fest. But it was a pleasant surprise to get 3 points. We need them. I can't believe I was talking to John about this. Unbelievable that as awful as our season has been so far, we are sniffing the playing positions. Unbelievable. The football gods smile on us, and all we gotta do. Well, we're gonna talk about tomorrow here in a second, but all we gotta do is go to Cincinnati and get those 3 points and win tomorrow against Atlanta. So to round up what happened Wednesday, pleasant surprise. Anybody that went out there, you are the best. You are a hero to me because it's very difficult. Trust me, it's very difficult to go on a Wednesday night and to witness that game. I mean, for the casual, for the neutral, it was the game to go to.
Yes, absolutely. It was. It was an exciting match. If you asked anybody, was it an exciting match? Yes. Um, it's just we've seen it. We've seen it way too many times lately. So, all right. So on to this past Saturday, we were back at Interenco Stadium, welcoming Atlanta United, which at that point was the team right above us. So the Union was below us, and Atlanta United was above us. I was out. I was trying to do everything I can to not watch, to not listen, because I wanted to watch the match when I got home. Unfortunately for me, the minute I opened up my TV, I opened it and the score was right there. I was just like, "Ah, I should have. FYI, if you do watch Apple TV, there's a setting that you can change that it doesn't show you the score of the games. If you've ever wondered, so that it won't ruin it for you. Well, ruined it for me, so I ended up just watching the highlights at that point. But um, I don't know. I mean, three teams within that range and such a different outcome to me. I think this is more scary to me than the game against the Union. Because, as we all know, in 22 hours from now, we will be facing them again at Inter and Co. in the U.S. Open Cup. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about the Open Cup, but for me, it was a. How do I say this without sounding like unappreciative? It was a lackluster performance. We had a lot of opportunities. I felt like we had a lot that we could have done. We missed some. We missed. There were some good saves on their part, but it just didn't feel like I was hoping. And the only justification I can come up with is that they were saving it all for tomorrow. I'll leave it at that. We left with a draw, so we split points with them, 1-1, and they tied it in the very end again.
85th minute.
85th minute, very end of the match. Not the way we wanted it to happen.
How long were we defending before that?
I couldn't tell
50,
you.
at least 50 minutes.
Yes, yes,
At
yes.
least 50 minutes. At least yeah. At least 50 minutes. And I mean, we said the same thing with Poppy the last 3 seasons, especially last year. We said the same thing with Perelman. Like this team, and I want to positively be on the say what be where Ahmed is and be like, oh, they're just saving. They backed off. They're like, hey, we're going to get a result. Atlanta's not good. We know that they're not going to score any more than one because they can't hit the broadside of the barn with the ball. So if they sneak one in, they sneak one in. We'll get a point, and then we move on to Tuesday, and we'll win Tuesday. Because you look at what this team looked like the first 25 to 30, 35 minutes, that we were, yes, Atlanta had a possession advantage, but they weren't doing anything with it. We were getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to score. We were on the attack. And it's like all of a sudden we score that goal, and within 10 minutes, we just decide to sit back and stop stop attacking and hoping for the counter. Well, I'm sorry. No offense to Martin Ojeda. If you're going to have Martin Ojeda being your lone runner trying to get behind the back line, it's not going to work. He's not fast enough. You have to have you have to have Duncan up there, or you have to have Angulo up there, or you have to have Spicer up there. You cannot have Martin Ojeda trying to outrun people. He is not fast enough. And we've been doing this now for almost 3 years with two different coaches, where they go up a goal, and then just sit back. We were up 2 goals against New England, did the same exact thing, and started to rely on the counter, and almost blew a 2-goal lead twice. We blew the 2-goal lead. We ended up pulling it out late. But like, when is enough going to be enough? Wednesday last Saturday, not this past Saturday. Last Saturday, Wednesday, and this past Saturday showed me all you need to know about the man in charge of the tactics for our club right now. He is way above his head on what he needs to be. He can't substitute to save his life. I mean, and I know I'm talking about 3 matches ago now, before our show last week, but I wasn't on it. How do you sub tied 0-0 away, and you're starting to get better chances on the attack? How do you pull the one player that's been one of the biggest threats on the team? How do you pull him for a fourth center back? Because we were playing Marin as a center back during the match. How do you pull him? How do you have a 2-0 lead? You're playing fairly well against Philadelphia, and then you sit back and they score a goal. Okay, you score another one, and then bang, bang, you sit back, and then, within 10 minutes they score 2 goals. And then Saturday you only go up a goal, and you sit back the other 50 to 60 minutes of the match. Like, this is the same stuff that's been going on for since 2024, the beginning of the season, especially.
Atlanta's in shambles.
And how we can sit there, and there's people that want to back the man in charge, which is fine. What he's done has been okay. We still only have 14 points through 14 matches. That's not very good. Okay, he's only coached 10 matches, I think it is, in the league. Okay, we have 10 points in, 10 points in 14 matches? Or, I'm sorry, 14 points in 10 matches? That's not good at all.
Yeah. But that's not really a surprise, though. Like, honestly.
No, but it's the people that sit here and think that Griezmann's going to come in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yes, he is an outstanding player. I am not denying that. But the issue isn't our attack right now. I mean, we've scored what? Through the last 5 matches, we've scored like 15 goals, I think it is. Mm-hmm. You should be winning every single one of those matches on that average. Not whatever not what we've done.
Yeah.
Not losing to Montreal where you're tied, where it's 0-0 in the game.
Please.
Not losing to one of your
the games that you're expected to win. To your point,
yes.
Right? It's like the games that there's no reason for you to not win them. We're just giving them up for some reason.
And then the games that we're not supposed to win, we're not even competitive in.
Mm-hmm.
We get blown out 5-6 nothing.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, our issue isn't. But what I was saying is the issue isn't the attack. Anybody that's saying Griezmann's gonna change things, or if Robin wouldn't have came out at half because of the knock he took, I feel that the goal that Atlanta scored was not a Robin Janssen thing. That was a midfield thing. The goal Dagger Dan scored when we played Montreal was a midfield thing. At least 2 of the goals New England scored was a midfield thing. How you take off Atuesta in a 1-0 game for Cartagena, and I don't mind him taking Atuesta off, but you have Gusky sitting there, who's what we need. We needed somebody Saturday because the team, it was like we'd get possession of the ball and then just clear it for clearance's sake. We wouldn't try to maintain possession. We wouldn't try to see the game out. We were just get the ball, clear it. Get the ball, clear it. Oh, there's a counter. Cool, let's go. Let's get really stretched out and out of shape. And then next thing you know, Atlanta's got it coming down our neck because we just pushed so high. We pushed everybody high up. There is no way that this team, if we do win Tuesday, which I don't see after what we did on Saturday, and by the way, I looked, it wasn't a rotated squad for Atlanta for what they've been playing because they have a couple injuries. That was their full squad on Saturday. So maybe they come out on tomorrow night and they have a rotated squad and we are able to win. Right now, that's the only way I see us being able to win tomorrow night because of how much this coaching staff has and still continues to want to score a goal, get an early lead, and just sit back and pray that the other team doesn't score 1 or 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's become our go-to. It feels like.
Burn it down, as Luke says.
Well, that's I was. Yeah,
Every member of that coaching staff that had anything to do with Poppy, get them out of there because this is the remnants of the stench of the style of play that he liked to do.
Honestly, John, to your point, I'm very excited about Griezmann coming. I really am.
Me too.
But I am more excited to see who we pick to lead this team, not on the pitch, but from that bench, right? Because that is going to say so much about the direction we're going as a team, right? Because we always say, players come and go, the badge and everything we talk about. I really want to see, not just, I'm very happy with the signing with Griezmann, don't get me wrong, but I want to see who this signing of a coach is going to be because it's going to speak to the direction of the team as much as the signing of the player.
And I gotta say this: whoever comes in, right? Don't hide that man. Introduce him to the fan base.
Oh,
Make him
yes.
accessible so we can scrutinize the project. You
David
know,
will take it easy.
right? Like
Not.
I have to tell you this. I am willing to allow this person all the time they need. That is reasonable to get acquainted with us and with the players and with the league and all that. At this point, we need a change of direction and culture and system. Our problems are systematic. I keep saying that. It's not a cool word. It's systematic.
And
Like
I'll, and
pull
I'll,
away from the microphone.
yeah,
Like I have said before, and Luke has said it beautifully. You gotta burn it all down because
yeah.
the result was predictable this last Saturday, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think the thing to keep in mind is when you do get to that point, we're gonna see another dip. I expect to see another time where we're gonna struggle because of those changes, right? There's gonna be an adaptation stage. So I would like to think it's gonna be all up, and then when Griezmann comes, we're gonna be heading up, and then when the new coach starts, it's gonna be heading up. But there's still gonna be struggles, right? I'm expecting that. If you don't, that's not very realistic, right? Because we're talking about changes, and changes are not going to happen overnight. And you're going to have more new players. You're going to have players come. You're going to have players go. So there's going to be more change to come. But I think, sorry, I just saw the comment Adam, your dog trainer, said. He just said, "I just there goes David walking through that wall again."
Well, Ahmed, what you're saying though, I would generally agree with if
Yeah.
we didn't have this break.
Yes. Yes.
If we have the 6 week break, or actually almost 8 week break, that Griezmann's going to come in. There's going to be a training camp esque schedule for the players that, and I believe the only player that we have that will be at the World Cup is Paslic at this point. But you have basically they're going to do basically a 4 week training camp from what I understand. So there's no reason the 4 weeks before that you're not hiring a manager unless it is going to be some absolute blockbuster of a manager that's already coaching a national team
Yeah.
that's
I
going to get
don't.
fired.
Yeah. I'm not assuming it's gonna happen during that break. I would like to, right?
It has to.
Yeah.
Like to me, if there's you don't there's no option for it not to happen at some point during the break. It's almost as stupid as us waiting until 3 matches into the season as firing Poppy.
I know.
I don't
That's
care what anybody says. I don't care what our sources say. Poppy was fired. And if he wasn't, then the front office needs to look themselves in the mirror and really figure out what we're doing.
Bringing Griezmann without a proper manager is like putting $3,000 rims on a 1979 Datsun. That's exactly what we're doing. If
yeah.
we don't bring a
I
complimentary manager.
listen. I would love for that to happen. I just have a feeling that it might happen later than we think, and if so, um, we we'll see a change. I'm all that I'm saying is initially there are going to be some bumps in the road, regardless. I just think, and I mean, I can't see us making a whole 180 as a team, day one, and I would love to be proved wrong. Just let me point that out. I'm just trying to be realistic. I can't see all these pieces coming together and everything working together flawlessly day one. I'm just trying to say, temper your expectations. Griezmann is not the solution to everything. The coach is not the solution to everything. It's a little bit of everything. New players, new system, new leadership, all of that. This is probably the one of the few times when I will hear the excuse, give them time to gel, and I might actually somewhat believe it, right? Because it's not a whole team that's been together for 6 seasons, right? There's been significant change. So I'll leave it at that.
No, no, for sure. We have to
I got a
give
question
it.
for both of
Right.
you guys, real quick.
Yeah.
If Tuesday's match, if we win it, that means Perelman stays. But if we lose it, Perelman, we find a real manager to do it.
No, no, no. To me, the results independently.
Well, I'm saying hypothetically because stuff that I've heard leans towards potentially if we win on Tuesday tomorrow, Perriman will be in because he's hit different check marks that have been laid for him and exceeded one of them.
It's a no from me.
Yeah.
He has proven
So you
that
would rather
he's reliable.
lose tomorrow night and get rid of Perriman than win. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
Oh. Shit.
So if we if we win tomorrow, Perriman's our manager through at least the end of the year.
Nah,
if we
brother.
lose,
No way,
we
man.
get somebody over the break.
No, not
You
for me.
can't.
Listen, John. You asked the question. I'm sorry. I mean, you
Yeah.
asked the question. I'm gonna tell you real quick. It cannot be. It can. If it does, I'm gonna be really upset because you cannot sell the fan base on the idea that we are going to do things differently while doing the same freaking thing that we've been doing for years right now. And I'll finish with this. The fact that our only chance, our only real chance to win a trophy with a player of that caliber, because at that point the herd has been thinned out, and it's only a few teams left, and we probably are the best team with the best player at that particular point. It's we go and put them out of their misery on Tuesday. And I'm gonna say this: I was there in 2019 when we had to see those clowns come to our house and beat us. Let's go and send them packing so they can feel so they know what it feels like to have their dreams dashed. Atlanta is a trash team that is still living on glory days from 6 7 years ago, and the only reason why they haven't fired their manager is because the man's still riding the coattails of that 2018 MLS Cup. The reality for all of us is we have to win simply because it's the right thing to do. Because playoffs may or may not happen, and I'm sorry, we're not a playoff team, not at the moment, but we can win that cup. And then next year, guess what? We start a season in CCL or whatever the heck they call it now, and with Griezmann. You want to sell tickets. You want to sell jerseys. Let's get into a trophy. Let's get into a tournament that we can get a mileage out of. But to say that Perelman has earned the spot, if you will, for the rest of the season based on that result is ludicrous. You're spitting in the face of the fans because let's be honest, they fire Oscar, giving us the false sense that there's somebody down the pipeline, and we heard all these names and all these rumors and all this other stuff. You can't do that. You can't do that. This is James O'Connor 2.0. No,
I
no,
yeah.
no, no.
No, I agree. I agree, and honestly, Adam, your dog trainer, mentioned it. He says Griezmann knows and agreed to the coaching role. That's one thing I've said all along. Somebody like Griezmann, he's not going to come to Orlando City. In all due respect to Perlman, this is nothing against him, right? Somebody of that caliber is not going to come here to be coached by Perlman, right? I personally think that he took this role, he agreed to sign, knowing who was going to be the coach, and if not having influence on who was going to be the coach. That's my argument, and always has been and always will be. Because if I'm in that position, I can't see myself coming to just be coached by whoever it is that you have. Um, I mean, when our friends down south had that same situation, shortly after they joined, shortly after they signed Messi and friends, their coach was like, "Oh, right," and they brought way for Mascherano.
Well,
And
they even had they had Tata before Mascherano as a full-time manager.
yeah,
And before him wasn't it before Mascherano was Tata. And before him was what's his face that played in the Premier League.
yep,
That's
yep.
now with Portland.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now either. But yeah, but my point is, somebody like Griezmann, you're not going to
Phil
bring
Neville.
him. Yes, thank you, Phil Neville.
Neville, yeah.
That is Marco Rodriguez says, I'm not sure where you guys getting ordained, but all three of you are preaching now.
And
Yes,
real
sir.
quick, Ahmed, I do want to address what Adam said. In
Yeah,
theory, I completely agree with what you're saying. But stuff that I have been told by people
yeah. I mean,
that the goal was before the break, Harrowman's checked with a win. He's checked off or exceeded every one of those goals.
don't get me wrong. Could you have him come and be coached by Perlman? Yes. And play out the rest of the season? Absolutely. And you would probably see, but that is not what we as fans, when we say we want to change, that is not the change that we were looking for, right? That is not the way, to quote the Mandalorian, right? That's not the way that we want to go. There needs to be that level of change. And maybe if they're waiting to do it if to your point, if he's going to finish off the season, maybe he'll finish off the season and then give that new coach what is they calling that shortened season?
The sprint
Yeah,
season.
the bridge.
Yeah, that sprint season to go into the full next season. But I just like we already ripped the Band-Aid off. Then fix it now, right? And give them the most amount of time that they have. That's just me, but
Yeah.
so I don't know.
To me, if you were going to keep Harriman, he should have been named by now.
Yeah,
Named
I
a
agree.
full-time manager,
I agree.
not interim or gatekeeper or whatever you want to, whatever terminology you want to use. You actually say he's the full time manager,
Yeah.
through X time.
To use David's analogy, it'd be like giving a Ferrari to a kid that just got their driver's license and say, "Here, go on the highway." I mean, could they do it? Yes, and they'll probably, but it's gonna get scratched up along the way. I guarantee it.
And as someone who has a son that just got his driver's license, and let me tell you something, my blood pressure goes through the roof. I mean, so far we haven't hit anybody or any vehicles, but and I keep telling my son, listen, you gotta practice because this is how it is. That analogy is so perfect right now. And I have to say this: the question is this: if Martin Perelman was outside of the organization and he had to interview for this job, will he get it? Ask yourself that. Will he get it? Will he be considered a viable candidate? The answer
Well,
is no.
that's where I'm hoping, David, that Ricardo is able to do what our previous director wasn't able to do,
Yeah.
and that's set personal relationships aside for the sake of business.
I'm 1,000% with that, John, and that's
I
the reason. Me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, I don't like to do business with friends because two things are gonna happen. We're gonna have a great business relationship, and the friendship is gonna end, or we're gonna have a great friendship and the business relationship is gonna end. You can't have both.
I
You
mean,
really can't. You at some point you have to be the boss. At some point you have to be the boss. And everybody wants to high five and make jokes and all that. But at some point you have to make decisions that are unpopular. This is why I always have a hard time with uh, people getting too chummy, players getting too chummy with the manager because leads to favoritism that we've seen in this club in the past. Not gonna name names, but we got to see that a lot, where the player that was coming in was the friend, not the right player that situation demanded. So I gotta be honest. We all have met Ricardo in person, and we have talked to him. And Ricardo doesn't hide the fact he has always been a friend of the podcasters. He's super approachable to the regular fans, and he has a vision. And he says that, hey, listen, I live and die by my decisions. Orlando City has a bad season. You just get mad and just wait for next year, but it's me that has to figure out how I'm gonna pay my mortgage in the next month. And I appreciate that honesty because at the end of the day, he has said it. If things go wrong, I'm gonna be the first one out the door. I want to allow this man to implement his vision and to bring the players that he thinks that he can. By the way, the reason why Griezmann is here is because he went and was personable and talked to the guy and sold him on the vision that he has, which we don't know. By the way, we don't know. We're not privy to any insider information, and anybody claiming that they are, well, perhaps are telling the truth. I'm here to tell you that we haven't been told exactly what's going to happen or anything. We have heard some things. We have talked to some people, but again, nothing is in concrete. Nothing is concrete. And I finish with this. Let's let's allow the club to make the decisions that they need to make because they're gonna be difficult. In the summer, some people are gonna say goodbye, and this is the thing that I always say on the show, half jokingly. If you want to win, you have to let go of people that you really like, players that you like, players that met you at a Metro PCS, put their hands around you, took a picture with you, call you buddy, players that you met at Publix while ordering a pub sub, players that signed your card, players that took pictures with your kids. That's the difficult decision. Players come and go, supporter remains. If you want to win, you gotta make the tough decisions. And just because people lose their jobs in a volatile industry as this is, it doesn't mean that players go in at it knowing that you are as good as your last game. I seen people, especially with Oscar, for so many years defending him as if he was like their dad or a family member, or like, oh my god, what is Oscar gonna do? You know what Oscar is gonna do? Oscar got a balloon payment for 2 seasons that he doesn't have to coach us for, and he got paid. He's well off. He's well taken care of. I think that some people envision players and managers like at the welfare office when they don't get resigned. It's like, come on, people. It's entertainment. It's an industry of results, and results have to be there. Otherwise, you're just burning money.
People say
That's
that
the
about
rule.
people that are in front offices or managers or whatever. And I know, Major League Soccer is they're, as far as like a top level league is one of the lowest paid um, in the country, especially is the lowest paid, but in the world is one of the lowest paid. These guys are still making high six figures. I think Oscar was making nearly what 3 million a year, 2 to 3
Really?
million a year, I believe.
Wow, I did not know
Wow.
that.
That's the number I had in my head, and I mean the average is anywhere from mid sixes to low seven figure salaries. So I mean, they're not hurting for money, you know. And it's just I don't think. I mean, me personally, I believe in what Ricardo says about his vision, even though he's never really expounded on that. But stuff I've been told, I mean, it just gives me caution. I do think that we will bring a new manager in. I really hope we bring a new manager in. But I'm just playing devil's advocate that I kind of have a gut feeling that that after we win tomorrow night, Perelman may be the permanent manager. I hope my gut feeling's wrong. And we do have a comment from X that I don't know why it wasn't showing up. Um, from at Eads_Elizabeth, just saying that both the Orlando teams suck. She is an Orlando supporter, Orlando fan. But you know what? These are the times that show the true fans from the bandwagon fans. You know, I know my dad said don't compare it, but look at us compared to the team down south.
Absolutely.
They're what, second in the league, third in the league right now, and their supporters are acting like a bunch of spoiled brats. Their players have always acted like a bunch of spoiled brats, and their supporters, their measly little 200-person supporter section, decided to have a boycott, quote unquote. Honestly, I watched just highlights of the match. Their stadium didn't sound any normal than usual, quiet as a mouse. They said that they were doing this because the players haven't acknowledged them after the matches at home and stuff, and it's just like, you guys don't do anything. If a certain player wasn't there, you guys would be averaging about 5,000 people like you were before he got there. You guys wouldn't have this fancy new stadium if he wasn't there. And he could give two licks about your club, your team, the fans, anybody. And honestly, that's what has me most excited about Griezmann. Look how Messi was sent out of PSG. They didn't do anything for him. And you're talking about one of the greatest players of all time. They did nothing for Messi when he left PSG. Look at how Atletico Madrid said goodbye to Griezmann. And the dude is so humble, he apologized for leaving for Barcelona. For those that didn't get to watch yesterday, they did a farewell and he gave a speech. They did a walk of honor for him. The team and the staff did a walk of honor for him. And he gave a speech. And at one point, he said he apologized for when he left for Barcelona back in, 2020, I think. He apologized for that. This is the player that Orlando is getting in Griezmann. This isn't. He's not. He realizes at this point in his career, from everything I've heard and read about him, that he realizes he's not just an athlete. That he has a responsibility more than just playing the sport. He has a responsibility to the badge and to the fans. And when I say to the badge, especially to the badge, this is a guy that habitually would spend time with the academy at Atletico Madrid. You know, this is a guy that took young players under his wing. When's the last time you heard Messi taking a player under his wing? When's the last time Messi's done an interview with Inter Miami? I mean, how many minutes or hours of content did our content team get from when Griezmann was here? Way more than Messi's probably done in the 3 years he's been here. And when you see it, nothing brings joy to me when you see accounts on the timeline that flash up that are Miami supporter accounts absolutely trashing their club, saying they're done with being plastics. They want to get rid of the old guys and bring, real players in here that actually care. All I have to say to those fools is we told you so. And I'll keep the receipts. Trust me. I'll keep the receipts and dish them out when the time is right.
They call us haters, John. They said that we didn't know what we were talking about.
So do your cutesy little boycott because the players didn't come over and clap for you, but then like a little puppeteer, Messi and his security guard sit there and do a little dance on the sideline for you, and you guys, the puppets, all of a sudden magically start getting a little bit more loud, which doesn't say much because you're never loud, but to just play along in their puppet show while you're at it, just like the rest of the league, the higher ups in the league are doing and your club's doing. Like, it's such a clown show down there. Such a clown show. I am so happy when Messi came because he was rumored to be coming to us as well. I am so happy, and I even said it. I don't want him. Same reason I don't want, as much as I like Cristiano Ronaldo, because I've never been a Messi fan. Never liked Messi. When you leave Argentina when you're a preteen and go to Barcelona and get injected with PEDs and magically become the greatest player ever, and then you act like a spoiled little self-righteous brat who anytime anybody touches you on the soccer pitch, you're asking the ref for a yellow card, which, by the way, in the decision book of FIFA, it says if a player does the yellow card symbol, that's supposed to be an automatic yellow card.
Really?
You couldn't count.
No
on
way. Are you serious right now?
100%. If a player goes like this, the two biggest things: if the player goes like this to the ref or goes like this to the ref, it's supposed to be an automatic caution.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
You could count on 4 hands probably how many times that team down south a match does that symbol and nobody gets punished for it. So when he's gone and all of your the league's pandering to your clown show of a club ends, and you guys are getting 5,000 in the stadium, your supporters group shrinks down to irrelevance like it was beforehand, and you guys can sit there and go and feel sorry for yourselves, but guess what? Nobody else will, because you guys haven't done things right and probably never will, because you guys have been cheating from the start. Let's move on to tomorrow, unless somebody has something to add.
All right.
Sorry, I got on a tangent there because I cannot stand that club.
That's all right. It's all right. That's just our passion for the team. That's all. Anyway, so tomorrow, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., just about 21 hours and 14 minutes from now, we take on Atlanta United again, round 2, we'll call it. Hopefully our performance is better than that of the one we had on Saturday. I personally think we can do this. I do personally think I do not want to see this go into penalties or even into overtime. There is no reason we cannot have the type of performances, the good types of performances that we've had against better teams than this team, and have the results that we all know that we can. It's just we need to pull it out. We need to pull out that result and come out with the 3 points. And moving on to, this is the semifinal round, right? Right now?
Quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal. So we'd be moving on to the semifinal against the winner, I believe, of NYCFC and who are they playing? It's not the
And Charlotte.
yeah, against the winner of NYCFC in Charlotte. And that, my friends, would be after
Columbus. Sorry, Columbus.
Columbus. Thank you. So the winner of NYCFC in Columbus, and if my memory serves me correctly, that would be after our break.
Yes.
And at that point, we may have additional people on our team. Who knows? Maybe even an additional manager. So thoughts for tomorrow's match?
Win.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think this is the third biggest match in our club's history
The third? Okay.
because of what we've been told is going to happen over the transfer window. The third biggest match, the
Yeah.
conference finals in 24, yeah, is second, and then the Open Cup final in 22 was our most important.
Wow. Okay.
Because you look at what we've been promised, borderline promised, of what's going to happen during this break, and what the team's going to look like after the break. After the break when play resumes, it's supposed to be a completely different team. Meaning we're going to have 3 to 5 different players, contributing players on the team.
Wow. Okay. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
And I agree with you. I think 100% we can and should win tomorrow. If we can put on a display for 60, 70 minutes like we did the first 25 of the match.
We have it in us. I just don't know why we changed
Yeah.
what we were doing.
We put up 3 goals against Miami in the second half.
That's what I'm saying. That we've played better against worse teams, and we consistently do this. Where this is Charity FC rearing its ugly head, like we always say, right? We cannot do that. We can't afford. We can afford to do that if we want to stay home for the rest of the tournament, right?
Yeah.
That and but then again, I've always said tournaments, it's a whole different animal, right? You can be having a terrible day. You go into a tournament, it's like, where were you 48 hours ago? Right? So who knows? With tournaments, it's just a totally different beast. We can do it. We could have done it Saturday, but we didn't. Maybe, I don't know if you guys remember the game against Charlotte when I was telling you it was like all part of the plan. Maybe this was part of the plan also. This is a Rocky 5 2.0 or a Karate
And
Kid.
the thing is Atlanta hasn't been taking this tournament seriously.
Well, we're
They've been playing their young guys a lot. They've been, shuffling the lineup. So I know Tata doesn't care about the competition.
Better for
I know
us.
that's a fact.
Better for
So,
us.
we may be playing against a rotated lineup tomorrow, and if that does happen, we should definitely 100% win because Atlanta's garbage.
I just want to beat them with the same lineup because then it's like, did we beat them because of the lineup or did we beat them because we could?
Who
right?
cares?
I know,
Who
but you
cares?
know what I mean. You know what I mean because we could have done it all along. It's just,
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about Janssen yet.
yeah, yeah.
I think
did
it was
see a
just
picture.
precautionary for Tuesday. The reason they took him out because he seemed to be fine the little bit of the rest of the first half. I mean, David. Oh no, you were over on the side. That's right. You weren't even it wasn't even on your end to really look at. But I didn't see anything alarming in the first half. The rest of the first half, it was like maybe 5 minutes left after he took that knock. I think it was.
Yeah, it could be exhaustion. Look, Robin, it's getting up in age. Maybe this is a subject for extra time or something like that because the reality is, we play better, and I told this to David G. We play better with Jansen. Our shape looks differently, but what have we done to 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 find a replacement? What life after the Viking retires looks like, and nobody has been able to answer that question.
I will say when Iago came in, he was definitely the one in charge of the back line. I saw personally him doing things that he wasn't doing earlier, and other players. Brekalo wasn't doing. He was instructing players what to do. He was yelling at them to push up, when the ball was cleared, stuff like that. So I do think the plan is in place to make Iago, for as long as we have him,
Yeah,
kind of step in for
Johnson. I think he could be that guy. I really
yeah.
do. I mean, like he's young and he's still has a long, long way to go, and I think he has the ability, and uh, I think he has that personality because you see it when he comes out. You need somebody with a presence, not just the ability. And I feel like he does have that. To your point.
I feel like you felt his presence a little more than you ever had on Saturday. He made a couple
Yeah.
good clearances. Had made a couple mistakes,
Hmm.
and I even saw Crapeau take him at one point and talk to him when there was a runner, and it wasn't his man. It was actually Brecolo's man that broke free. It was when the guy tried to chest it and volley it in one motion and then shanked it way wide. That was actually should have been Brecolo or one of the midfielders' marks.
Okay.
That should have had that runner. But regardless, I felt like he had a very good presence on Saturday. I feel like Janssen would not have changed much in the second half on Saturday. Period. Um, you know, but Saturday I feel like there's absolutely no reason, or Tuesday, I feel like there's absolutely no reason that we don't
Saturday.
win
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I think we got this. I think we got it. We just have to come out and take it, and that's it.
We'll see how I feel. You talked about the Charlotte game. Charlotte, I was not looking forward to until it was like 3 hours before the match, and then all of a sudden I got really excited for the match. And I even I rode with Miss Ayel to the match. Um, I even told him in the car, I'm like, dude, I just have a feeling about tonight.
Yeah.
And a funny thing about the goal on Wednesday, how I told you guys about the Charlotte match. The team always scores the first goal at home when I'm getting drinks or going to the bathroom or something.
Uh huh.
I had to help Barrett in the bathroom because we were watching from home. We weren't able to go because we didn't have tickets for that. It wasn't a part of our package. I had to help Barrett in the restroom, and sure enough, I come back in and they're kicking a penalty.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So I'm very excited for tomorrow night. I'm very excited to see what we look like on July 23rd, or July, is it 23rd, 24th, whatever it is when we come back. Um, in late July when we come back, very excited. And the good thing about this is it's a good warm up for next year. Because we'll go basically the same time frame will be the 2027 season, and then around the same time we will start. July 22nd is the next game. But next year, around the same time, is when the season will be starting up.
Wow. Okay.
So make sure everybody gets their winter jackets, for the winter season, because I know we're not playing in December or January, but
Hmm.
it still gets cold in November. It still gets cold the first part of December. Still
Yeah.
gets cold in February. Still gets cold in March.
Bundle up.
So
Get
if
ready to
anybody
bundle up.
if anybody has a hookup with Stone Island, let me know,
Oh
because I'm not about to pay $1,500 for a jacket.
my god. All right. Any final words, gentlemen? Or are we wrapping it up?
Yeah, win tomorrow. It's we're playing for our lives, and I'm gonna do a titanic effort, and I mean it, a titanic effort to be there. It's very difficult for me to go to games during the week, and I am gonna drag my carcass out there, and if you can make it, please do, because it's an important tournament. It's we love the Open Cup. I love the Open Cup, and so hopefully the boys will deliver. And then Saturday which we haven't talked. Saturday we
Yeah.
go to FC Cincinnati, and let's get 3 points. Go on the break, and when we come back bigger, thicker, and uncut like. South Park. We just man, it's literally the tale of two cities. So so yeah, so I'm excited for what the week brings. If
One
we can make it a 6 point week, man. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be insufferable once again on social media.
And if we win Saturday, we do move up. We're guaranteed to move up to ninth if we win Saturday because Cincinnati's 3 points ahead of us, but we will have one more win than them, and that's the first tiebreaker in the league.
Pitch invasion and taking over the streets. If that happens.
But a good thing it's in Cincinnati.
Oh my gosh. All right, folks. So we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna leave you the only way we know how, reminding you that football is played on grass, not on paper. That football is cruel and unpredictable. And if you have not cried for joy or anger, have you ever footballed? For the whole crew here, thank you for supporting the In 90 Minutes podcast. Kick towards the wall in the second half. May God bless you. And as always, vamos, Orlando!